7 of Rodrigo Roa Duterte's main accomplishments stand out. On the basis of these accomplishments, he can claim to have been a good president. 1. Tax reform, led by then Finance Secretary Sonny Dominguez, helped the Philippines become one of Asia's fastest-growing economies. 2. Build, under Department of Public Works and Highways, DPWH, then Secretary Mark Villar, who increased infrastructure spending to an average of 5.14% of GDP, up from 1.7% under Fidel Ramos, 1.62% under Joseph Estrada, 1.5% under Gloria Arroyo, and 2.7% under Benigno Aquino III. Duterte has put more money into infrastructure than any president before him, spending almost 6 trillion pesos in 6 years. During Villar's tenure, the DPWH constructed 145,000 classrooms, 2,000 school buildings, 5,555 bridges, and 26,500 kilometers of roads, access roads, expressways, and tollways. 3. Transit modernization under then Transportation Secretary Art Tugade, who made public transportation safe, dependable, and accessible. Tugade raised the number of RoRo shipping routes from 120 in 2016, serving 223 ships and 2.8 million cars, to 181 by 2020. He intends to build 41 more to service 325 ships and 4.8 million automobiles. Art accomplished almost 200 airport projects, 400 seaports, and 21 new lighthouses, bringing his total to 564 lighthouses. Mactan, Clark, Ormoc, and Calibo all received new airport terminals. After an 11-year hiatus, Baikal Airport has reopened. The number of night-rated airports has expanded from 14 in 2016 to 20 by June 2021. By 2018, NAIA has improved from being one of the worst airports in the world to becoming the best. The Like Balaracket, in which NAIA passengers were unexpectedly discovered to have bullets in their luggage, and reason for massive extortion, came to an end. Art has begun the Herculean task of constructing a subway on EDSA. 4. Free college education for everybody, with 1.6 million students enrolled by 2020, up 36% from 2019. We enlarged Filipinos' access to quality and equitable university education under RA number 10931, or the Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act, which I signed on August 3, 2017, Duterte said. This statute gives various financial help and scholarships to students enrolled in state and municipal universities and colleges, SUCs and LUCs. This law established the Free Higher Education (FHE) Tertiary Education Subsidy (TIS) student loan program, and free technical and vocational education and training, among other things, TVT. 5. An autonomous foreign policy. Manila shifted its focus to Beijing while maintaining Washington's relationship and assistance. After the locals killed out an entire infantry unit of 48 men and wounded 78 more American soldiers, the U.S. was obliged to restore the Balangiga bells of Samar, which the U.S. Army had captured as a war trophy. The Philippines had requested the return of the bells, which were used to alert Filipino insurgents to attack U.S. troops. 6. Duterte eliminated red tape for the public while forcing oligarchs to comply. Offshore crime decreased under Duterte. 7. Healthcare for all. Insurance coverage increased from 90% to 100% of the population. Despite 9,000 new treatment facilities with 140,000 bed capacity and 36 million vaccine arrivals, COVID-19 proved too hard to contain. A Philippine Center for Disease Control is being built, as is a virology institute. Thanks to Congress and our revenue-generating agencies, our tax reforms sustained our economic growth from the third quarter of 2016 to the fourth quarter of 2019, making the Philippines one of Asia's fastest-growing economies until the pandemic scourge. Important tax reform measures enacted during Duterte's first 5 years in office. The December 19, 2017 Tax Reform for Acceleration and Inclusion, TRAIN, law delivers significant income tax cuts for the majority of Filipino taxpayers, while producing additional cash to support the government's accelerated spending on its build, and social welfare programs. RA No. 11213 Tax Amnesty Act, February 14, 2019 provides taxpayers with a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to settle a state tax amnesty program that provides appropriate tax relief to estates with outstanding estate tax liabilities. RA No. 11346 Tobacco Tax Law, effective July 25, 2019, raises excise taxes on tobacco goods, example cigars, cigarettes, and subjecting heated tobacco products and vapor products, popularly known as electronic cigarettes, to excise taxation and regulation. On January 22, 2020, RA No. 11467 Sin Tax Law increased taxes on alcoholic beverages and electronic cigarettes. In 2019, Duterte achieved the highest ever tax revenue as a percentage of GDP, 16.1%, with an average ratio of 15.3% from 2016 to 2019. Up from 14% under Benigno Aquino III and 14.1% under Gloria Arroyo. Duterte signed into law RA No. 11534, or the Corporate Recovery and Tax Incentives for Enterprises Act, CREATE. The second package under our CTRP, on March 26, 2021. CREATE is the largest fiscal stimulus for businesses in recent history, with more than P1 trillion in tax relief expected to be provided to private enterprises over the next 10 years. Furthermore, CREATE benefits MSMEs by lowering the corporate income tax rate from 30% to 20%, the highest drop in the country's history. This legislation rationalizes fiscal incentives and develops a more robust reward program that is performance-based, time-bound, targeted, and transparent. When Duterte took office in 2016, he immediately mandated that all agencies and instrumentalities answer to public requests and complaints within 15 days. The passage of RA No. 11032, also known as the Ease of Doing Business and Efficient Government Service Delivery Act, EODB Act, and the recent passage of RA No. 11517, which allows us to suspend the requirements for national and local permits in order to respond quickly to national emergencies, enabled my administration to provide world-class quality services to our countrymen while positioning the Philippines as the country of choice for investments. Under Duterte, the Philippines rose from 14th in 2019 to 95th in 2020 in the World Bank's Doing Business report. The administration expedited the granting of government-issued permits and licenses. Since its implementation in August 2016, the revised Business Permit and Licensing System (BPLS) standards, a collaborative effort of the DILG, DTI, and Department of Information and Communications Technology, DICT, have experienced an increase in LGU compliance. From 2017 to June 2021, around 7.50 million business establishments were registered. To reduce the continuous lines in government offices, the administration inaugurated the Central Business Portal, CBP, www.business.gov.ph, on January 28, 2021. This program took a whole-of-government strategy by connecting the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, the Bureau of Internal Revenue, BR, social assistance organizations, and local governments, LGUs, to allow applicants to complete their business registrations through a single website. The average period for registering corporations has been cut from 33 to 7 days.